Well, we're back in Sonora, Mexico once again, chasing coyotes. Well, day one turned out to be real windy. We did call and kill a coyote. Then the wind blew, and we called and we called and we called, and we didn't call anything else. But it rained during the night. It rained about 3 different times during the night, and then it cleared up. So looks like day 2 ought to be a great day.
It is warming up. I don't know what that's going to do for it, but we're going to go right down here and find an opening in this brush. As soon as we can find an opening in the brush, we got the wind is north. That's straight behind me this way. Sun's obviously in the southeast because it's February down here, so we're going to get over here, find an opening out that way. We'll have the sun to our back. We'll have a crosswind. I'd rather have the wind in my face, but if you can't have the wind in your face, then you got to have a crosswind. So you can't have a downwind for sure. We're just going to find an opening here and set up there where we can see if we can call him out in the open.
I told Terry I was down to 6 shotgun shells. He goes, good.
We set up in an ag field surrounded by a lot of brush. We'll turn the collar on 2 or 3 minutes. Here comes the cow. Gets pretty close, and I guess he sees us because you can see bus right there.
Snuck up to this winter wheat field, and Terry's just been terrible today. He's taken up to 1.5 to 2 minutes to calling coyotes for me. You know, it's unacceptable. But he said he did it again. He said the killing's going to be on that end. There's hardly enough wind to pay attention to, and he's like, Skipper, get down there. The killing's going to be on that end. And damn it, the coyote didn't come right out there on that side where we just saw a bunch of quail. Seems to be every time we see quail or small game like that, we call one in. But we're 3-0 on sets this morning anyway. But then he cut across, and Terry shot just before I did because he busted, and we both realized the gig is up, and it was just like ba-boom, and that poor little guy didn't have a chance at about 60 yards with this TSS stuff. My heart's still racing though. This is the coyote hunting day of my dreams so far.
Well, here we are in Sonora, and we had so much success this morning. We had rain last night, we had wind yesterday, so the coyotes are just biting, as Terry says. And if we keep this going, today's the Super Bowl, and I just told them, this is the Super Bowl, this is where we're scoring. A very, very good morning so far, so we'll keep it, right? That way.
Well, folks, we're shooting Apex TSS, Tungsten Super Shot. I'm shooting 3.5-inch BB. There's 2.5 ounces of shot in here. I stepped it off 70 long steps to this coyote. They aren't coming all the way to the call. We're in a farming area, and my experience has been if there's a lot of activity, you know, day in, day out in them areas, it makes them coyotes suspicious. I can't tell you why, but they are. But we shot this one 70 steps, but that's some bad to the bone stuff there. If we didn't have this, except for the rifle that Sergio's got. It's just kind of some strange country we set up in. You can see they kind of diss agriculture openings out in big brush, so it'll be strips of brush and strips of opening. It's kind of strange, but you know, once again, we turn the collar on. Here comes the coyote, but you can see he's looking pretty suspicious. He's looking at that decoy, but you can see what he's really doing. He wants to circle around downwind instead of just not come in.
This segment was brought to you by Stoger, works as hard as you do. This segment is brought to you by Banded. Join the Banded Nation.
So We get about right there, that's about as close as we're gonna be able to let him get. Now, well, screw it, let me keep on going. So I don't know if he's gonna come in or not. We just keep tracking him along here, and that's about as close as he was gonna get. Pretty far shot for a shotgun. Well, you know, we killed another coyote, 4 setup this morning. We called one on every setup. Called several on the first one. We didn't kill one on the first one. We just had a little long going on. And but we killed 3 in a row now on setup. I didn't like the setup. I kind of screwed this up. I walked off the road to get out here, away from the road a little bit, and there's a plowed opening, bare ground here. I set up here, but that sun's gotten so bright, our brush wasn't high enough to put us in the shade. So I told Sergio, who was on the rifle, I said, he ain't coming all the way to the call in this setup, so get ready on the rifle. Well, he came from down there, a couple hundred yards, we saw him, and he was trotting up here looking at the call, looking at the decoy. And then he just went on past it, so I knew he was going to circle downwind. Wind's blowing just like this, just like this. So I knew he was going to circle downwind. I didn't know what was going to happen, but he passed the opening out here. It must have been 60, 70 yards, maybe further than that. And Skip shot him. Skip's shooting a 3-inch with this Apex TSS. I'm shooting a 3.5-inch with this Apex TSS. And it's amazing how far we killed these with a shotgun. And we wouldn't have killed near as many this morning had we not had this stuff. So I just told Skip, I said, I'm not going shotgun hunting for coyotes anymore without this TSS. It is the bad to the bone stuff. We're gonna step this dude off. We don't have a rangefinder with us and see how far he is out there. But we killed him at incredible distances. Let's go out there and see what we got.
You know, it's bad when you get tired walking all the way to a coyote you shot with a shotgun that is far away. It was 79.5 yards. Not a big coyote, and he got flattened, but
It
pretty darn amazing.
Knocked him to the ground. Just go whap.
The whole nature of shotguns is that they're a close range weapon, and this stuff just changes it completely.
It's a new day dawning, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, it didn't like really crush him. Well, it did actually. He
It
flattened
actually
him.
knocked him to the ground, yeah.
We haven't had one empty set today. It's been a coyote every
Why
time.
would you want to come out here and have empty sets? That's no fun, huh? Well, it's a good day. The coyotes are coming, but it is warming up. But we're just going to keep calling until they don't come to the call anymore.
This is the last TSS 3-inch that I have.
Good.
Should have kissed it first. But...
It's a little after noon, and it's pretty hot sun straight up. We had a fantastic morning. We called a coyote on every setup we made this morning. And we're just kind of heading back to the lodge. It's Super Bowl day, if you want to know what day it is. We're debating whether to keep on calling or watch the Super Bowl, but we've called, I don't know how many we've called this morning. And so we're just going to hunt our way back, middle of the day. Don't know if it'll work or not. If it don't work, we didn't lose anything. Don't cost anything extra. We might as well hunt on the way in. So we're going to walk right out here in this brush at a big opening out here. Set up on it. Wind's blowing just like this, so we're not quite walking into the wind, but close enough. So we walk out through there. We have a pretty good part of the circle. You know, I look at it like when I set up, that's a pie around it. So which part of the pie do you have? Which part of the pie you have to give away? No matter what you do, you got to contaminate part of that pie. You need to think about that. You know, keep contaminating the same part of it with everything that you do. And the rest of the pie belongs to you. You might call something out of it. So let's see what happens.
Closed captioning provided by Fatal Shot Chokes. One choke, all loads.
3 of my magic bullets trying to clean your mess up.
Well, we set up on another one of these plowed strips right out in the middle of this big brushy area. So a lot of strips of brush we can set up against it, a lot of opening out in front of us. It's kind of really a strange operation, but every time you turn the collar on, it seems like a coyote's coming, but they are suspicious now. They don't come. We get a pair of them coming from the left right down the tree row that we sitting on. I'm on the right, Skip's on the left. I tell him to shoot the one on the left. Well, he shoots, but by the time I can get up, my coyote's done got over in front of him, and I can't shoot anymore. So bottom line, I missed mine. He killed his.
Whew. I'm glad you got that gun ported. That was about a dang thrill, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
What'd you screw that up for?
I think I've got one magic bullet left. Now, down to buckshot. That was beautiful.
We've had 5, that's our 5th setup. We've called coyotes on every one of them. We've killed 4. And the first one we made a mistake because we caught it up too close at about 8 yards. We let it get away from us. And then we had them scattered all around us. It was just like coyotes milling around, kind of a hard to manage type of deal. Anyway, they were still on their feet a few minutes ago. I don't know if they are now, but we might as well move on to the next set, guys. We're gonna keep going to sets until we go to about 2 when we don't see anything. And then you can pretty much conclude that they probably laid down. You can conclude that in this country. In a lot of country you don't know if you even close to a coyote or not, but you're not gonna stop in this country and not be close to a coyote. So 2 sets and they don't come, you can figure, let's go take a lunch break because they've laid down. If they're not up on their feet, very difficult to call. If they up on their feet hunting, much easier to call. That's a pretty heavy coyote. Sometimes it happens when you don't think it was gonna happen. I didn't think this was a real good setup, but hey, we called a coyote. It happened so fast, we just barely got the camera on him, but we did kill the coyote. We wasn't gonna let him walk. Well, what happened was we was driving down the top of this levee or whatever it is out there, some kind of surge protection levee they built here. And the darn coyote must have been going to cross it because he took off back out in this brush here. So we was debating whether to make another setup or not. It's probably about 1:30 or 2 o'clock and it's gotten pretty warm and I don't know. So anyway, they want to stop since we've seen this running. I said, well, you ain't going to call that one. I said, well, you might, you know. So, okay, let's go try it, you know. So it was a big old coyote, like the one we run off. Maybe we called him, you know. So these coyotes aren't ever hunted down here, so they don't have the same fear that, they have suspicion. They don't have the same fear.
They're not reckless.
That they do. So we walked down here and we seen this opening. When we got here, the opening is so small that all we could do is get in the shade here, put the call in the middle of it, and it's not probably 15 yards from us. And then we ain't turned it on good. Here come this coyote coming down a trail, but the way the trail's pointed, he's looking right at us and he can't see the caller, he can see us, you know. So he run out to the thing that and stopped. Me and Skip both shot him there. They couldn't see him, but I could see him laying there. I know we got him, you know. Heck of a day, that's all I can tell you. Let's collect our trophy.
But I'm impressed that the 4 of us got close enough to have a 30-second response like that without being too loud.
There he lays, you know, so all's well that ends well. That's about all I can say about this. I didn't have a whole lot of confidence in this setup, but it worked. So you just never know. You just never know. They've been coming since daylight this morning. You wouldn't think they would be on their feet all day long, but maybe they are. We had a real windy day yesterday. They were not on their feet. It rained about 3 different times last night, as muddy as they could be, so they probably didn't hunt hard in the night. So sometime before daylight, they probably got up to hunt. They was probably hungry. You never know if they got something to eat or not. So I don't think there are many of them up now as there was early this morning because we're not hearing them howl in the background. We're not calling as many, but you know, maybe some of them didn't get anything to eat last night, or maybe they didn't get enough, or maybe they just wanted to be up running around after staying bedded up for a long time. So nevertheless, we're down here on our maiden journey for MOJO's new triple threat caller. And we have done very, very well with it. It has real quality sound. It has a quality speaker. It's not a horn speaker, it's a cone speaker. I believe, and I know a lot of other people that believe it's not about volume. They can hear this for a long way. It's about sound quality, and that's what we're doing with this Super Bowl day. It's about the middle of the afternoon. We've had a fantastic day, but Skip wants to quit hunting and go in and watch the Super Bowl. Now, I'm looking at my app on my phone. My app on my phone says a major period's about to start. I don't really know what they do to coyotes, but I know what they do to the prey coyotes. They make them active, and so I don't know it's a good time to go watch the Super Bowl or not, but Skip wants to, so I'm not going to be the squeaky dog in the deal. So we'll quit hunting coyotes. We'll go to town. We'll get some dinner, watch the Super Bowl.
You can't give Tom Brady more than 2 seconds in the pocket or you're going to lose the Super Bowl every time. They got to get pressure on him. Old Pippi Longstocking. Boston Giants. We own the round. Property Sports Entertainment. Outdoor Channel. Sportsman's Channel. They own the Rams. Same team. We got to get this done. In the name of it all is civilized. So we're down south of the border, watching the Super Bowl, drinking beer and eating pork rinds like great Americans. It took a lot of digging, but we pulled up the game and we chilled out on the best day of coyote hunting that any of us have ever seen in order to be great Americans and watch the Super Bowl. It wasn't easy, but we were tired because we got up at 4 a.m. That helps.
Well, it's day 3. This would be Monday. Not that that matters, but it's our 3rd day to go hunting. First day, the wind just blew us out. Called a couple of cows, killed one. And then it rained in the night. So we was pretty sure yesterday was going to be a good day because the wind kept them off all day and the rain kept them off all night. So they had to get up and eat yesterday morning. And I think we made 8 or 9 setups, called coyotes on every one of them except one. So I've never done any better than that. The weather today is just about like yesterday. However, the weather was fine last night, so they could hunt last night. So I don't expect today to be quite as strong as yesterday was. Notwithstanding, there's more coyotes here than any place I've ever been in my life. Even when you don't see them, the ground is just covered with tracks everywhere you go, and they got miles and miles and miles and miles of habitat, So I think it's going to be a good morning. I kind of suspect not as good as yesterday, but time will tell. Maybe be better than yesterday, I don't know, but I can see a little light coming in the sky over there, so I think it's time to get out of the lodge and get out into the coyote country. So come on, go with me. All right, here we go, Well, he didn't come very hard, did he? Yeah. And we played about 12 or 13 minutes and nothing came. We got up here because people been dumping garbage right over here. They said a lot of cows hang around that garbage, so we came and got up on top of this old spoil bank or whatever this is and put the collar out there. And I was about to give up. I was going to quit. First set of the morning. However, it was a beautiful night last night, even though it was the dark of the moon, so I'm sure they hunted hard in the night last night. But Skip fortunately spotted that cow. I didn't see it over there. Hard to see over there, looking out into the sun, But it was real suspicious or something. It didn't want to come out. It hung up over there. I changed sounds, and when I changed sound, it came on out in the field a little bit, and then it stopped again. And I started changing sounds again, but he was kind of acting shy, like he might shy off. And so we got Sergio to down him with the rifle. That was a good shot, Sergio.
Thank you.
You the man. You the man.
You did all the work.
One setup, one coyote. That part's good. So let's go do it again, guys.
Good job.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of coyotes left in Sonora, Mexico, but that's all the time we got to bring them to you today. If you'd like to go on a hunt down in Mexico, predators, ducks, quail, all kind of things like that, you ought to get a hold of Sergio Alcazar. He owns an operation called ALC Global Adventures. We're going to put the information on the screen, but the easiest way to get to him, just go to MOJOOutdoors.com. Go to the TV section, go down to the Outfitter subsection. It'll give you a link to him right there. But that's about all the time we got for today. For all of us at MOJO, I'm Terry Denman. God bless you. We'll see you again next week.
All hunts seen on MOJO TV are fair chase.